New Snyder Cut trailer. What did we learn? Hey, what's up, Nerd fam? This is your boy Gashawn. I want to welcome you into the Nerd. So, a new Snyder Cut trailer was released. What did it show us? And I want to be honest about it. There's always am when it comes to this. So, this trailer was actually very good looking. And that's, honestly, you can't be surprised because Zack Snyder makes very good looking films. Like, the cinematography is awesome, right? Are they on the dark side? Sure. But the films always look great, right? They are always very aesthetically pleasing. So, I saw a couple of really cool images in here that I thought, like, that, mind you, if you've watched any of my past videos before, you know I'm not the biggest fan of his storytelling within the DCU as far as Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman. Man of Steel wasn't terrible. To me, there's some things that Batman vs. Superman, we'll get into another time. However, when it comes to this, I will say that I am hoping that we are able to see what his vision was supposed to be. Because I am ready to be pleasantly surprised here. Like, I saw the whole hole in, like, Superman's chest. It was like a scene where, like, he's getting grabbed by something and all this energy's flying around him. I want to know what that is. And since I saw, like, the hole, I thought maybe the black suit is being used to rejuvenate that. I still have a weird issue with the black suit being worn and him flying around in it, because I'm used to, in the comics, he's regenerating. He doesn't have any powers where he's wearing that black suit. That's just what I know from reading the comics. However, they could still use it as a way to rejuvenate in some form. Whatever. As long as they keep it to that, I can dig that. They're also doing some cool things with the nightmare sequence you're seeing. Like, they're continuing that. And I'd already heard that before. They're trying to continue and see, like, what that is. And I'm interested, because I just want to see what he was leading to. And I can't say it's gonna be bad, because truthfully, I don't know. I can infer based off of his storytelling from the past ones that it might be a bit convoluted, and it is 4 hours long, but it's rated R, which DC films seem to do very well when they're able to kind of like push the boundaries. So perhaps this film will show us some things that we are used to seeing in some of the more edgy DC films, and whether it's animated or not. And that could be really, really good for this film. Once again, I'm being optimistic here, even though, like I said, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of his storytelling ability. That's just me. If you like it, that's okay. So I'm hoping we don't have to denigrate each other's opinion. Like, it's okay that if you like something and I don't, right? We're there? Okay, got it. Now, what I also liked about the trailer was I saw a lot of people had more screen time than we saw in the Whedon cut, which obviously was a terrible movie. Cyborg being one, they already spoke about that. I'm glad they didn't show anything with Martian Manhunter yet, because I really want to be surprised when I see him pop up on screen. They show Darkseid. Some people like it, some people don't. I prefer how he looked in the Injustice game. I think that was a much better look. However, this is not terrible at all, and at least he's in it. We also have this new Joker. We got like a peek of how this Joker looks. Now, obviously, this is in the nightmare sequence. Here's what I'm interested in. The Joker that David Ayer put in the Suicide Squad, had some ties to Batman. But this Joker would have been tied to whatever happened in Batman vs. Superman. So this Joker has known Batman for a long time. Like, is the one that killed that Robin. So I want to see, like, those type of connections being made, because Zack Snyder was paying attention to that. So I want to see if that happens. I need to see if he pays attention to something like that. Once again, I could be being very optimistic here. And I am, because in the end of the day, I want these movies to do well. This is based off of material that I grew up loving. I love superhero. I love not just Marvel, DC, I love all stuff. But obviously, I want this universe to be good. I want this universe to be successful. And obviously, the biggest thing that I love is consistency. The MCU, sometimes, obviously, like, I don't agree with everything they do. I've made videos about that. But at least their vision is consistent. I know where it went from here to here. I know how we got to WandaVision. I can watch their films and know, even if they play hard and fast with source material a lot of times, I at least know how they got to where they got in the cinematic universe. Doesn't mean I agree with it all the time, but I know how they got there. Obviously, there's like no single person head of the DCEU, which is why things seem like a little bit misplaced. But I want to see if this part of Zack Snyder's vision, if it makes sense, right? And if it's cool. And if it is cool, will this change the trajectory of what the DCEU is going to go to? Will Warner Brothers go, well, let's just invest wholeheartedly into his vision, especially if it's good? I hope they can do that if it is something that we find better than, because unfortunately, we're living like post-Justice League world, and like you had like Birds of Prey and stuff like that came out, and it was kind of like taking cues from that. But it's like, can this like show us the right way, or is it something that we might really like and then it just ends right there? It's like, well, we willing to see his vision. That's it. We're done. I hope that's not the case, right? If it's really good. But if it's not good, and I don't wish for that, because obviously, like, if it's a 4-hour long movie, like, I would love it to be filled with like really, really cool stuff, and I wouldn't necessarily be surprised, only because I know what I've expected, and a lot of my critiques are things that, you know, he seems to have a hard time with jumbling multiple threads of storyline. And you don't have to agree. You could be like, I love Batman vs Superman, or I love this take. Once again, I'm heavily source material oriented, and he did combine parts of source material, but I mean, come on, like Doomsday being, that's a whole different thing. I don't want to go into that. This is about Snyder Cut trailer. But the trailer was not terrible. It looked great. It looked great. Like just the aesthetics. And there was something that definitely piqued my interest. I'm like, I want to see where this goes. A lot of people aren't interested in like Ezra Miller as Flash. I want to see with different direction, is this a more likable version of the character? These characters are not going to be doing quips every 5 minutes like they were in the Whedon one. So will these be a version of the characters that we can actually dig? That's what I want to know. If we get something like that, I'm good with that. Like, if we get a Batman that's not telling jokes every 5 minutes like he was in the Whedon one, good. If you don't get this weird, like socially awkward, like Flash, you know, him landing on Wonder Woman's chest randomly, like, you know, weird, like corny stuff like that. If we're not getting that, got it. And he actually had a love interest. You actually get to see Iris, and he gets to, you know, you get a little bit more of him. I like that. There are some definite positives here that I'm looking forward to. Because I haven't seen the movie, I can't say whether it's going to get executed well or not. I can only go on what he's shown me in the past and what my personal tastes are, but I want it to do well. I do. I really do. I hope the storyline is at least half as good as what the film looks like. And Steppenwolf does look better. Looks better than he did before. And I wonder if the power is going to be balanced too. Like, I wonder if he's going to be as strong as he was in the first film, because the first film he was like pretty godly, which was kind of weird. But that's Whedon. That's Whedon. That's not Snyder. And I want to see like if other people are gonna make, like, if there's gonna be a Green Lantern thing. Like, did he plant seeds for like a Justice League 2? This would all be interesting to me. These are all questions that I have based on what I see in the trailer, and I hope that it's good. Once again, I hope that it's good, because I want to see something positive come from out of the heroes. The Justice League is filled with iconic characters. This should be good. Well, I mean, it should be, like, it deserves to be good. But once again, I'm being very optimistic here. So Zack Snyder, please bring your best stuff. And once again, for anyone who thinks that I don't show the same criticism towards the MCU, all you gotta do is watch a couple of videos and you understand that, yes, I am just as critical when they do stupid stuff to characters that just doesn't make any sense, whether it's source material or just making a weird plot that just doesn't make much sense. So this is not something I'm only levying towards the Snyder Cut, because for some reason, fans of Snyder don't know how to think objectively. They don't think that someone can just not resonate with something, and they can't just listen to someone have a different opinion and not get upset at the opinion not being like theirs. Please don't be one of those people. If you like it, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, let's just have a conversation. Don't keyboard yell. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want. But the trailer did not rub me the wrong way. The Joker thing, I mentioned that already. It's a bit, it's out of left field because he did add that. That was something that wasn't in the original cut. He did add that. I want to see where that goes. A lot of people like, it doesn't, there's nothing. It does look like there's actually a story where it kind of does. He kind of does look like it. I just want to see. I want to see what it leads to. I want to see what the Nightmare series leads to. I heard that Superman was supposed to be getting controlled by Darkseid in that. That's why you see the Omega symbol like from Batman vs Superman. Look, I'm still excited. I'm still excited. I don't care that the comic book fan in me is excited, but hoping that they don't break my heart again. And I could just be hopeless. But whatever. Let me know what you think down below. Enter the nerd.